Martin Holmes, Lean Business Solutions. In today's video we're going to talk about 5S. This is the 5th video in the series of 7 in your 7 steps to your lean journey. So let's recap where we are right now. So we started with the burning platform, the reason why we're actually starting our lean journey. Then we visualized our current state, understanding where we were. Then we communicated our intentions, and then we set the plan. So now we're going to execute, and the first thing we do when we execute is to start a 5S activity. And I'll explain why. So let's talk about 5S. Well, it's not really 5S. 5S was made up from some consultancy speak over time. It was originally 4S from Toyota. And the 4S's were sift and sort, which is 1S. Don't ask me why, 1S. Then it was to set in order. And then it's to sweep or clean, and then it's to sustain. But over time, we've added some other things in to make it 5S. So 5S is to sift, sort, set in order, shine, sustain, and the 5th S being standardize. And that's why I think there's a difference between 4S and 5S is the standardization. Standardization is the root and the foundation of lean principles within Toyota. So we actually didn't need to have standardization in there, whereas many companies outside of Toyota who didn't have standards will find a need to put standards in place in order to maintain a good 5S condition. So where do we start? What I would say is every situation is different. So it depends on your situation. So if you have good standards already, I would suggest that you start with sift and sort. But if you don't have good standards, you'd actually have to have a standard in place of what you want to sift and sort. So you must communicate either a written standard or a verbal standard of your intention of what you want to sift and sort. Otherwise you won't know what to throw away or what to get rid of or what to move out the way when you start. So it depends on your situation. So let's start with sift and sort. What does that mean? Well, depending on the needs of the process, whether it be a manual process, whether it even be an automated process, we need to understand what the daily needs are for that particular process. And anything else that we don't use on a regular basis, we need to get rid of. So a lot of people call it the red tag process, where we red tag things, we put tags on things that we're not going to use, and we separate them into a separate area. Everything else stays, and that's how we sort and sift. So once we've done our sifting and sorting, we need to set it in some kind of order. How we want to lay it out. How we want to lay out a desk maybe, or an area that we are working in the office, or maybe in a production line. But we set it out in a particular way how we're going to use it. That's defining the order we want to use it in. So the things that are there on a regular basis, we set in order. So once we've set in order, we need to shine. And shine really is to clean. But we don't just want to just sweep the floor or mop the floor. We really need to make an example of this area, because this is our pilot area that everybody's going to come and see. So maybe we need to retape if we haven't taped before, then tape. We need to paint, maybe change the lighting, really make it shine, really make an example of the area. So once we've cleaned the area, now we want to keep it that way. So here comes the 4th S, which is sustain. So how do we sustain? Well, we need a plan to sustain. People need to know roles and responsibilities of how they keep that area clean. So we have to set roles and responsibilities, standards in place, document them, and go through them on a regular basis in order that we sustain. Once we sustain that area, then we need to standardize. We need to standardize it not only in this area but across other areas. So we need to again document everything that we've done, and then we understand exactly how it needs to be and how it should always look, and then we audit ourselves against that standard. But please don't think that's the end, because it's just like the PDCA cycle. and it's the Kaizen cycle, the continuous improvement cycle. Because once we have a standard, now we can continually improve. So if somebody comes up with an idea to improve how good that area looks, and it's a valid point, then we should change the standard. So it's important to standardize, but don't think that's the end. So here's a couple of tips that can help you along your way when you're doing your 5S event. So in terms of people, who should you invite? Well, we should get as many people there as possible on the first one, for sure. Get all the management involved, you know, make t-shirts to say that this is a 5S event in a particular area. Just make a big deal of it to promote what we're trying to do here. So invite the management, we invite people from outside the area, invite as many employees that can take part, but make sure it's during working hours. It's not going to be outside working hours, so everybody has to give up something. So there's some commitment in there, there's some skin in the game. Also think about publicizing what we're doing. So make it a marketing campaign for the rest of the business. Really go to town and showing people that we mean business when we're going to change. So make a really good example of it, invite people over, take loads of photos, take videos, put it into a town hall speech, but really communicate our intentions of what we're trying to do here and really show off. Most of all, again, have fun, celebrate. So make it into some kind of event, bring food, bring people across, but make sure that everybody is having fun and celebrate the fact that we are going to change. It's all about change, and it has to be fun, and we have to get people to participate. So, thanks for watching this video. If you like this video, please click like. If you'd like to help us out even more, then please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thanks for watching.